boys and girls. Have a seat. Can you just move that just a little bit? So everybody sit on this side. Sit on this side, sweetie. Come on. I'll tell you one. Good morning, everyone. Happy Sabbath. My name is Shelia Malcolm, and I'm going to be giving the story today. All right? Do me a favor, if you all could sit this way. Pay attention, sit this way. All right? Today, I want to share with you about 2 words. And I have some help this morning. I have Nathaniel, I have Nazareth, and Sarah's going to be helping me. So, who can read this word? What does it say? Say it out loud. Not. Very good. And who can read this word? No. It sounds the same, right? They're not the same. What's the difference? Anybody can tell me what this says? Go ahead. Okay. When your mama said do not do something, what is your mama saying? Hang on. You have the mic. Can you take it to her, please? What does it mean to say when someone said do not do something?
Don't do it.
Very good. All right. So, if there's a not in something, what do you think it means? Go over there.
When you're tying your shoes and you double knot them, that's a knot.
Okay, very good. All right. So, my story today is going to be about these 2 words. Give me a minute. What am I doing?
A knot.
Very good. All right, if I can get it together. Hold on. This is a knot. Okay? What are these? Knots. So, I was learning to swim. As a kid, I almost drowned, right? And because I almost drowned, I'm very fearful of water. So I decided that before I turned 50, I wanted to learn to swim. I wanted to face my fears. And there's a gentleman in this church that teaches swimming lessons, Elder Kern. And I went to Elder Kern and I said, I need to learn to swim. I was afraid, but I faced my fear. Because the Bible tells us not to be afraid. Remember this word? What's this word? No. Not. So while I was learning to swim, I re-injured my shoulder, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor gave me some exercises that I needed to do. This is a plastic band, and I have to stretch really hard to help my shoulder because I injured my shoulder. It was called the rotator cuff. So as I stretch, because this is a plastic band, there are 2 knots at the end so that I don't slip. You get it? So what I want you to remember is that every time you see a knot, is to remind you not to be afraid. Do you understand? Never be afraid. So I'm going to ask Nathaniel to read the verse and tell us where it's from. What does the verse say?
Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God.
Where is that found?
Isaiah 41, verse 10.
Okay. So each time that I pull this elastic band to help my shoulders, my hand is not slipping because there's a knot at the end. And because there's a knot at the end, I want you to look at knots differently. Every time you see a knot, every time you see this word, right, I want you to remember to not be afraid based on the verse. But when you see this word, which is this is a knot, right? You get it? The difference between the 2 knots? I want you to remember to always be brave based on the verse that Nathaniel just read. Who can tell me how many times in the Bible that it says, do not be afraid? Go ahead. How many times?
10.
No, higher. Anybody else want to take a guess? Go over there.
15.
50? No, higher. Come on, real quick. Let's go.
80.
Much higher. It's in the hundreds. Bigger numbers. Come on.
300.
All right, you're getting warmer. Come on, one more. Come on. It's more than 300.
1000.
No, it's about 300. One more. Then I'll tell you.
700.
No, that's too high. There. Let me get one of these. Thank you. There are 365 verses in the Bible that says, do not be afraid. Fear not, for I am with you. Right? So whenever you see a not, I want you to remember, do not fear. Is that a deal? So, I have my little helpers. They have enough of these to give each one of you. They also have a string that they're going to give out. What I want you to do, you can start handing them out now, is to make a knot at the end. Tie a knot. And I want you to take it home, put it in your room, hang it up, and each time you're afraid and you're scared, I want you to remember that this little knot here is reminding you, do not be afraid. And what I also want you to do is to ask Mom, if you're not able to read, find each scripture, one per day. You have a whole year. How many days do we have in a year? 365 days, right? In the whole year. So you have 365 verses in the Bible. So what I'm going to challenge you, parents, in the audience and those online, look up. Thank you. Look up these verses in the Bible, and I want you to read one every day. Can you guys promise me that you'll do that? Okay. And what does this verse say? Can you read that for me?
Fear not, for I am dismayed, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous hand.
Amen. And that's Isaiah 41, verse 10. Right? So, when you see this word here, this is a knot. What are you supposed to remember? Don't put it around your neck. Don't do that. What are you supposed to do when you see a knot? Boys and girls? Be not afraid. Right? So that every time you see a knot, whether it's in your shoe or in a scarf or when you're tying something, I want you to remember, never be afraid. Is that good? Is it a good deal? Because I'm going to check with you every now and again I see you in the hall. I'm going to ask you about those verses. So I want you to learn one verse at a time until you get through all 365. Is that a deal? Yeah. All right. Because I want you to be brave, I want you to be bold, and I want you to be strong. So in order to do that, you have to get the word in your mind, in your heart, so that whenever you become afraid, you go back to what God said. What did he say? Fear not. All right? Thank you so much. Who's going to pray today? Thank you, sweetie. All right? Go ahead. Come on. Stand up. Okay, it's going to take 3. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Let's pray.
Thank you for the Lord. Please make yourself. I pray for God. I bless my mom. I bless Mimos. I bless Grandma. And I bless Uncle Gene. I bless Madam Jean. And I bless everyone in my family. I bless Christina. I bless Mommy. And I bless Yvette. Please let this Lord help me. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you for this room. Thank you for everyone in this church. Please protect us and thank you for our houses. Thank you for us to be safe. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, boys and girls. You may go back to your seats. Give your mom in the court and your dad.